Hi all, this is our PhoneArena video review of the LG Optimus Chic. Together with the LG Optimus One, it was one of the two handsets that were included in the press release with which LG started the Optimus line. That includes both Android and Windows Phone 7 devices. Its main virtues were supposed to be the fashion-conscious design, as well as the fact that it's running Android 2.2 Froyo right out of the box. The Chic moniker might be coming from the fact that it's made entirely of this piano black glossy plastic here, with the only accent being the chrome-like rim surrounding the phone, which type of design might appeal a lot to people who prefer chrome and black, which is always a classic combination. Otherwise, it has a 5 megapixel camera on the back without a flash, standard audio jack, lock power button, and the volume rocker on the right hand side. The only other element is the micro USB port here on the left. What we do have complaints about though are these 4 capacitive touch buttons here, which are rather finicky to register a touch, especially the back button, which is a hit and miss, and that's probably the main gripe we have with the LG Optimus Chic's hardware. The other thing is that it's fairly heavy for a handset entirely made of plastic, but that makes it actually feel solid. It's easy to operate with one hand, and it's overshadowed by the fact that it's running Android 2.2 Froyo from the start. As you can see, LG hasn't customized the interface much, so let's have a look at it. The interface on the LG Optimus Chic doesn't differ very much from the standard Froyo interface. The big difference is the dock here at the bottom, which employs 5 shortcuts for your favorite applications as opposed to 3 in the standard version of the interface. The home screens and widgets, but you have to apply a very strict type of pressure for anything to happen. If you press too hard or too light, nothing happens. Just has to be something in between, and it takes getting used to, and it's pretty annoying at times, especially when you're in a hurry. Scrolling in the standard Froyo menu is a bit choppy at times. It lags mainly due to the irresponsive touchscreen. Otherwise, we have the standard set of Google services, and some applications that LG has added have something to do with social networks, Facebook. There's a MySpace application and a Twitter application, as well as Think Free Office, which allows you to view and edit Office documents, as well as serves as a file browser, which is a handy feature. In your Contacts application, scrolling is smooth. You can integrate your Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, Exchange server accounts, as well as your Gmail contacts. But the integration is not as deep as InTouchWiz 3.0 or HTC Sense user interface. For example, if you want to see what's happening with the Facebook account of one of your contacts, you have to fire up the Facebook application, as opposed to being able to do this from the Contacts application itself. Browsing on the LG Optimus Chic is a hit and miss affair, mainly because of the responsive touchscreen. Here the page has loaded completely, and still we have choppy scrolling. You have to apply a very strict amount of pressure for anything to happen. If you touch too light or too hard, nothing happens. It's just not very responsive. You get used to it with time, but still, as you can see, you have to grab it with a very specific amount of pressure for anything to happen. On top of that, it doesn't support desktop Adobe Flash, only flashlight, so YouTube videos embedded ones like this start in the YouTube client, which is better than nothing, but still a far cry from what we used to see in Froyo browsers. Otherwise, the interface and the functionalities are the same as in any Froyo browser, the default one. So the responsive touchscreen and the lack of proper Adobe Flash support are the main disadvantages of the browser on the LG Optimus Chic. Typing on the LG Optimus Chic is done with the default Android keyboard, but due to the irresponsive touchscreen, it really takes getting used to learn exactly what type of pressure you need to apply, so as the screen register a touch and you type a letter. And it's really the main disadvantage we see in typing on the LG Optimus Chic. The multimedia applications such as the gallery and the music player are the standard ones. Nothing out of the ordinary here for Android handsets. It plays videos up to the screen's resolution, supports XVAD as well. And in the music player we have the standard interface and look. And maybe the only functionality difference is the party shuffle function here, which basically just picks tracks at random and plays them. The camera interface is the standard for LG handsets lately, very touch optimized. There's a macro shooting mode, face tracking. We have additional shooting modes like the beauty shot, panorama, continuous shot, and also a bunch of color effects you can apply to your pictures and videos. The pictures themselves from the 5 megapixel camera turned out pretty good. Accurate color representation, no blurring, there's more than enough detail for the resolution of the shooter, and also in low lighting it performs decently, although there's no flash, so completely dark scenes turn out extremely noisy. The video is in VGA resolution, which is a far cry from HD resolution, but the video itself is smooth and with good colors. In the end, we would say that for a handset aimed at the fashion-conscious consumer, the LG Optimus Chic has an appealing design with its glossy black plastic body and this chrome-like subtle rim surrounding it. What takes some points out of the design though is the weight and the fact that the touch buttons below the screen require significant pressure to operate properly or fail to register touch at all, as is very often with the back button. We sincerely hope this is an issue that's present only in our unit. The Froyo experience could be smoother, its scrolling is a bit choppy, and the lack of full Adobe Flash support kind of misses the purpose of Froyo, but still would take it any day before Android 2.1. The phone does good photographs in daylight, and overall it's a decent Android handset by LG, which might deserve its chic moniker if you like the chrome and black combination. As a phone, the handset functions above average. We were able to hear people loud and clear in the earpiece, and they also heard us very well. The 1500 mAh battery is big, and it was good enough for almost 2 days of average use, which is a significant achievement for any Android handset. As an alternative to the LG Optimus Chic, we can recommend the HTC Gratia, which is the European version of the HTC Aria for AT&T. It has very similar specs, but it's running an older version of Android 2.1. It's not that big of a difference, since the Optimus Chic doesn't fully support Adobe Flash in the browser. That's maybe the main advantage Froyo has on a day-to-day basis. So HTC Gratia, with its very functional Sense user interface, is a good choice. This was a video review of the LG Optimus Chic from PhoneArena.